Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k, and it's bat report time again. We've got Blood Angels versus the Orks. We've got Dave here, he's going to head off the Orks. Say good day, Dave.
Having a drink of my coffee, so hey.
Have to drink his coffee. So, I'm going to be heading off the Blood Angels. Now, this is the list that I put together in the Tactica video. So, you know, back up what you preach. So, in this list, I've got Mephiston. He's going to be not the Warlord. The Warlord's this guy next to him. Actually, we'll start with him. So, we've got the Sangry Priest as the Warlord. His Warlord trait is Artisan of War, which makes his Chainsword damage 2. And he's got the Relic, the Artificer Armor. Then we got Mephiston. He's got everything that he comes with, and his psychic powers are Wings of Sanguinius, the Quickening, and Shield of Sanguinius, I think. No, I know. Then we've got third HQ, the Sanguinor, Vampire Sanguinor. That's how we do. Then troops, 1, 2, 3 5-man squads of intercessors, power fists on the sergeant, auto bolt rifles. The only way you should be running intercessors. You can argue with me in the comments. That makes the battalion. Then we've got, for the elites, which this army's pretty heavy in, we've got Redemptor Dreadnought at the back, all Gatling guns on him. Next to him, 10-man Death Company unit, 5 with chainswords, 5 with power axes, all with bolt guns. Then we've got 5-man Sangry Guard with swords. And then we've got the Sangry Ancient with a banner. Now, I've paid for this to be the upgraded banner that gives the Feel No Pain. So that's an extra command point spent. That's the 4 elites. Then we got a fast attack of 3 Inceptors with the bolt guns. Then over here, heavy support, last in the army, Bile Predator. Don't leave home without one. If you're a Blood Angel, get yourself a Bile Predator. Alright, coming over here. Dave's put a little bit of a new spin on this army. So, starting off with HQs, he's still got this guy's no, this guy's not the Warlord. This guy's just got the Relic now.
Change of plans.
Change of plans. So, we'll start with this guy. He's the Warlord. What'd you say his upgrade was?
Oh no, I'm going back with your recommendation.
Oh, you get
Warlord's going back here.
Oh, okay. Alright, so he's going with the Warlord with the 4-up Feel No Pain, 4-up Invon and 5-up Feel No Pain. Then we got the Big Mac on a bike. So he's just got his, I think he's just got a chopper today, but we'll go back through that anyway. So they're the 2 HQs. In the battalion, he's mixed up my troops, made me have to shuffle all these around. So instead, the knobs have the combi rockets still, but then they got big choppers instead. So, and then the unit sizes have changed a bit. So this one's 11. This one's 11 and this one's 10. They're still all got the rockets, combi rockets, and they're in the trucks with the rockets on them. So just a little bit of change on the knobs really. Then in heavy support, which is the main part of the army, 10 looters, 3 killer cans with grotzukas and saws. The Morkanaut, don't leave home without him. He's God. He's a part of their army, so get that. And then we've got this is going to be run as a Dakka jet. So that comes in at 1,500 points for both armies. We'll roll up a mission and I'll get stomping some more heads. Alright, boys. Alright guys, we've rolled up a mission and it is Disruptive Signals, so Maelstrom of War. So let's go over where the 6 objectives are. So starting from the right hand side, we've got 1 in the centre. Then we got 1 under this blob here. Another 1 in the centre here. Another 1 over here, and then we've got 1 under this blob of orcs, and 1 over here. So that's the 6. So Dave chose to go first and set up first, which means I got to choose the deployment, which I just chose Dawn of War, which is the 12-inch. If we come around here for Dave's deployment, everything's on the field. So 2 trucks with the boys. He's got the big guy in between with the shield. Got plane. Morkanaut, Death Killer guy, 3 killer cans. These guys sort of hug and cover a bit. And then the other truck over here. So that's the entire army deployed, minus what's in the trucks. Then if we come over here, I've set up Bile Predator over here, where he's got no line of sight to it, as discussed in the Tactica video. Then I got 1, 2, 3 units of intercessors. the 3 characters and the big dreadnought, hidden behind this big line of sight blocking terrain. And then in Deep Strike Reserve, I've got Sanguinor, 3 Sangri Guard, oh sorry, the 5-man unit of Sangri Guard, the 10 Death Company, and the Inceptors, which will be coming in when they come in, I can't tell. Secret missions. Alright, so at this current juncture, I need a dice to try and steal the initiative from Dave. So, here we go. You ready for it, Dave?
Yep.
I don't even know what that is. That is a 1, so that is the opposite of a 6. So the Orks will be having first turn. So we'll get back to you after Orks first turn, see if I've got anything left on the battlefield and see if I can't recover from this Maelstrom mission. Oh, the other thing too to cover, in this mission with the disruptive signals, the difference is, so you get your 4 Maelstrom cards and the opponent can pay a command point to state that you can't use a certain objective in that turn. So you can sort of shut down your opponent from scoring points at pivotal moments. So we'll see how that plays out. Get back to you after Ork turn 1. Alright guys, end of Ork turn 1. Bit of movement. So he's made a big shuffle over to the right, pretty much targeting everything he can over at this Bale Predator. Now a combination of the looters that could see it and the big boy walking forward took 4 wounds off it, so he's still in one of his top tiers at the moment. That's just a plane going over the head representing this thing right now. So they've taken 4 wounds off that. Then the stacker jet that just flew over in fine representation shot across here and killed 1 marine and wounded another. He got a fair few wounds and stuff on it, but with the banner there with the feel no pain, it makes a big difference in the damage output. Now as far as objectives go, he's got defend 6 and defend 2, so he's hoping to hold them until the end of his next turn. So we'll see if he can do that, and we'll get back to you at the end of the Blood Angel turn when we retaliate against this ginormous effigy of the Orks. Alright guys, at the end of Blood Angels turn 1, what's happened? So, objective cards wise, I drew Supremacy, which was hold 3 objectives, no prisoners, assassinate, and the other one was a mission critical one that was kind of silly because it could go either way. So, what's happened here is this Bale Predator's moved from here around to here to hold this objective, paid the 1 command point to Big Guns Never Tire, shot over here, and through shooting and morale brought these looters down to 3. The rest of the army here all ran, so with the new Blood Angels, with the advance and stuff like that, they've made a massive push to the centre here. Used the priest to heal a guy, then paid a command point to bring another guy back on 1 wound, just to put a bit more pressure on. Psychic phase, put Shield of Sanguinius on here, and Mephiston stayed here to hold this objective. So pretty much I rolled a 1 for the Supremacy. Yep. So I only got 1 command point, sorry, 1 point for that. Now it's back to the Orks turn. I didn't kill anything, so no one got first strike. So we'll actually see. That's usually a determining factor in the game. So we'll see what happens in the Orks next turn. All right, we'll get back to you and see if you can't remove my big red blob. Alright guys, end of Orks turn 2. What has happened? So movement wise and shooting wise, these guys moved forward and shot a bit over into here. The big shooting was this Morkanaut shot over and pretty much obliterated Primaris unit down to 1. Then these looters finished him off. Over here, a combination of this stuff. So these guys shot rockets into here and took 6 wounds off it. Then the Gorkanaut charged it and didn't do anything. We were both just discussing how dice either go off or they don't go off. So that thing's still sitting there on 2 wounds ridiculously. He got a few Orks out of here. So the idea is what he's done here is to create a bubble from my deep strike. So that was his whole plan of action here. Dave scored 4 points because he's defended this and he's defended this. So he's on 4, I'm on 1 going into Blood Angels turn 2. We'll see what happens. We'll switch over to the tactical doctrine and see if we can't cut some stuff down. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Blood Angels turn 2. And in the tactical doctrine we've turned it up to 14. So what have we done? First things first, everything moved forward into position It's a Blood Angels army. Always be charging your ABCs, always moving forward. So, at the end of the movement phase, the Dreadnought end up here. All these guys at the end of combat movement ended up not far from his table edge. These guys ended up in combat over here. So pretty much at the end of the movement phase, the Death Company come down here. They shot into this plane and did nothing. Then charged over here to fight this guy. They took 9 wounds off him. He didn't kill anyone back, but he did kill the Bale Predator. Over here, we charged into the killer cans. Now, I got one of those priority objectives where my Warlord had to kill a unit on his own, and it ended up he killed the killer cans with his mastercrafted chainsword and got 4 victory points, which was really good. The rest of these guys sort of just stood around protecting him from this Death Killer War Track that's no doubt going to come in and kick me in the head. The rest of this stuff sort of come down over this side. The idea was there was a truck here. I was going to shoot the shit out of it, blow it up, then charge in with everything here. But Dave was smart enough to let me kill it all. And then the Orks backed off around this side. So I couldn't really do much. So I've just got a bunch of stuff just sort of sitting here. So at the end of my turn, I'm on 6 points. Dave's still on 4 points. And the combat's going strong. So we'll get back to you with an Ork turn and see if he can crush some Humie heads. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Ork's turn. Was that 2 or 3?
3.
That was 3. Ork turn 3. Had to think about that. So much going on. Alright, what's happened? So, movement wise, these guys have moved over here. So, the war boss zipped around. These guys moved in over here, and this guy's moved, sort of stayed around where he was. The combination of these guys killed all 10 Death Company. That was their job for the day. And then all the shooting over here focused on the Sanguinary Guard, and he killed 5 of them as well. So Dave scored himself 4 points for this round, jacking him up to 8 because his objectives were to advance 3 units, which I think he used the trucks, the boss, and this guy here. Then to get everything out of his deployment zone. So as you can see, the Orks have cleared out, forced them forward. Probably not a good thing for them, but good thing for me. So these guys have all come forward, come forward, come forward. And then, yeah, the other thing was to kill things with a fly keyword, which he did. So he's racked up the 4 points. He's hit back really hard. He used the big mech to heal this thing back up, so it's above half again, so it's hitting full strength. And must say, this Dakka jet, he keeps using the explode on 5 and 6 more Dakka, and it's just annihilating things each turn with it, getting just an absolute bucket load of shots. Alright, so we'll go on with the next Blood Angels turn 3 and see if I can't hit back, because we're about to go into the Assault Doctrine. Boo boo boo! Alright guys, end of Blood Angels turn 1. What's happened here? So, we'll just start at this side of the board and work our way across. Easiest bit is objectives wise. I had to kill some units, and I did that, so I scored a point. That unit was a character as well, so yeah, pretty much. That was it. 1 point, so I'm on 7, Dave's on 8. So going through what happened. So Sanguinor flew over here, chopped the jet out of the sky, pretty easy. This guy gunned down all the Orks that were here, then ran into here and took 9 wounds off the truck. These guys over here killed all the Orks in this area, including the Big Mac on a war bike, which was the character that I scored the point for. Mephiston and his goons here jumped over here, and Mephiston just single-handedly cut down the Morkanaut, putting 16 wounds on it, I think it was. So just an absolute bucket load of wounds. So at the end of the Blood Angels turn 3, now that we've turned our power fists and power gloves and power swords and power grenades and power boots on, because this is the assault faction, we've solidly kicked the shit out of a lot of this stuff. But he's still got trucks, he's still got his war boss, he's still got boys, he's still got a bits and bobs around the battlefield. So he's going to go into his turn 4. He's might score some more points. He is ahead by 1 point. And if at the end of the game, even if I table him, if he's got more points, he wins. So we'll get back to you in just a minute. Alright guys, end of Ork turn 4. What has happened? So all the actions sort of happened in this quadrant over here. Over here also happened is this truck backed out. I can see why. So over here, pretty much the crux of it was he got a point by charging 3 units, which this unit charged in, and there was some boys here, but they're actually on the bottom of my boot at the moment. But yeah, actually, I think there. So he ran into Mephiston with this guy, did 3 wounds. The truck ran in here, didn't do anything, and they took a few wounds off my warlord because characters don't block characters, so he got a heap of shooting in on him. So guys here are all sort of wounded, but not over. So at this point, he's on 9 points and I'm on 7 points. So the game's not over yet, because if he can hang in there with his war boss and keep those points up, he can win the game. But I'm going to go and have my next turn, and I've still got a lot of stuff on the board, so it might not end so well. So we'll see how we go, and we'll get back to you as the Blood Angel's turn. Alright guys, end of Blood Angel's turn 4, and that combat doctrine has just eviscerated all the orcs. So pretty much over here, these boys all gathered around and kicked the shit out of the orcs. The only thing left on the table is this truck, which is in combat, and it just can't do anything. So we've come to the end of the game. Also on top of that, I've scored 5 more victory points this round by killing a character again. Oh, it's actually 6 more. Killing a character, killing the warlord, holding this objective, big game hunter, killing the truck over here. Like, yeah, I got the right cards at the right time, so that went off. Other than that, that's the end of the game. My man of the match was none other than this guy. If you play Blood Angels, put him in your army. I was just saying to Dave, he's just your all-round character of doom. Just get him, he's psycho, hits like a truck, kills everything. And you chose this, Dave.
I did.
The Flyer. And I'm definitely in agreement with it. It flew around the battlefield just pumping out Dagger and killing things. Dave was just saying if it was, you know, Elder or Guardsman or anything like that, there'd just be casualties out the wazoo. So, anything you want to add to the game, Dave?
No, mate. Really solid list, and I agree with your tactics on the Blood Angels, and it shows. They're really good.
Alright, there you have it. You've heard it here first. Alright, so we'll get back to making more battle reports. We'll get Dave to put together another hard list, and we'll see if we can't get another hard game going. Alright guys, enjoy.